Welcome to the Brad and Taylor Show. Today we have Beth Hanthorn.
You're listening to the Brad and Taylor Show, a podcast that inspires entrepreneurs to pursue their passions. We're sitting down with some of the best to learn how they got started and some lessons they learned along the way.
Hey Beth, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
We're good.
We're doing good. Well, let's get this show started. Tell us a little bit about you. What do you do?
Well, I am a realtor. But before that, I guess I am a wife. I'm a mother of two boys. They are grown now, so 23 and 28, and I'm a grandmother of one little girl who just turned 6, which is pretty exciting. But other than that, I am a realtor, and I enjoy the outdoors, and I love life.
That's awesome. So how'd you get into real estate? What did you do before that?
So before I was a realtor, I actually worked as a setup technician machinist in an aluminum plant, believe it or not. And I was, just kind of working my way up. I started on the line and did this and wanted to do what the next person was doing. So I just kind of worked my way up. And then when I was pregnant with my second son, I used the maternity leave time to take my classes to become a realtor. And the what got me into real estate is actually when I sold my first house. I think I bugged my realtor just enough because she said, "You should really do this." So.
That's awesome. Did you get any advice when you first started out that has stuck with you through the years?
I think the biggest advice that is just to keep going and not to let absolutely everything bother you. When you're dealing with consumers and the public, you're going to be communicating with people of all different personalities. And you just have to understand that you don't know how somebody's day is going. And so you just have to kind of take everything with a grain of salt and make people smile.
That's awesome.
How long have you been in real estate now, Beth? How many years has it been for you?
So I'm working on almost 24 years.
Wow, nice. Okay.
Do you just do you have a team now, or do you still solo, or what you got going on?
I'm all by myself. I can't say I'm all by myself because our office works very well together, but I know I'm not part of a team. I sell on my own. And then I do have an assistant that helps with unlicensed assistant that helps with like mailing and that kind of thing. Yeah. She comes in, she's a college student. So she comes in the summer and on a holiday time.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
How many years were you in real estate before you decided to get an assistant?
It was just a couple of years ago that she started with me. So Most of the time I was by myself. I guess along the way I have, hire a newer agent to help me with something along the way. But for the most part, she's my first real assistant.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Do you have any plans to maybe grow your team or get a team and develop one here in the future, or you just kind of want to stick solo?
I think I'm a solo.
Okay.
However, I do think that one of my things I'm working on this year is having more things written down so that I can pass it off if I need to. So, some of the different work that I would do during the day, if I was to pass it off, I would have it written down so somebody would know how to do it.
Okay, nice. Over the last 24 years, Beth, what is the worst property you've been to or showing? Which one sticks out? I know you have to have seen a couple.
Yeah. So when I, in the great times of 2008 and 9, I sold a lot of foreclosures. I worked with 4 or 5 different banks, and I sold a lot of foreclosures. So I have seen some things. But I think there's 2 that really stuck out. One of them was there was no notification, no warning that it was full of fleas, absolutely full of fleas. That when I walked in and they were covering me.
Oh
So
no.
you strip down in your garage and you like, so that was pretty bad. I gotta say that. And then
Mhm.
the other one that really sticks out was it was winter time. It was a foreclosure and the pipes broke. And when I went to check on it for the very first time, there was actually a frozen water slide coming out of the front door.
Whoa.
Yeah.
It sounds kind of
Yeah.
fun for like a kid to play on, but probably not the
Right.
best as you're walking into a home that you're gonna
Yeah.
sell.
It's not safe. It's not
No.
safe at all. It's experience. So I just
Yeah.
Yeah.
chalk it up to experience.
Did either of those homes sell? Did you end up selling either of those, the flea one or the
Oh,
ice? Yeah.
yep, both
Okay.
of them. Yep.
Nice.
That's
We
awesome.
thought it out and yeah, no, it's great. It's a great career. I love it. I have so much fun and I experience so many different things. So
What do you
That's
think the
awesome.
best part is about being a real estate agent?
So the best part to me, and it might not be to everyone, but is teaching people. Like I love to teach people. So whether it be their first house or their first sale, or they've done it a million times, or they haven't done it for 30 years, I like to actually teach people as we're going through the contract. And some people don't want to know, but I feel like my clients, if they are more aware of how everything works, they're going to be more comfortable and confident in their purchases and sales.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Because there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes in those paperworks that people probably don't read over fully, especially when
Right.
closing is like, okay, sign here, sign here.
Yeah. And in this market that we've had recently where it's just get me something,
Yeah.
I still want people to be very informed in what they're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. If you could start over today with all the knowledge that you've learned over the last 24 years, what's one thing that you would do differently?
I would probably have kept better track of when I first started. I didn't know about keeping track of who all of your clients were. That was something
Yeah.
that I wasn't taught really. And so, later on, I think, I remember that person that bought that house and I wonder what they're doing. And so I've reached out to quite a few of them, but in the very beginning, I didn't know that was something I was supposed to do. So I would say if I was to give advice to any new agent, it would be to definitely do that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So you got a lot better at that now?
Yeah. Yep. Fun.
Yeah.
That's the fun part, really, honestly, like just to see where people are at. And then, during the time when I was selling foreclosures, people were buying these houses and they were not gorgeous. I mean, they needed some work. And so to go back and see what people have done to the homes
Yeah.
and how they've made them their own it's just really cool.
That's awesome. Yeah. And I think a lot of agents are the same way, not realizing how important it is to keep track of everybody at the beginning, unless you were actually in some sales business before. Because that's kind of a general sales thing if you have been in sales before. And then I think a lot of people are not realizing that. And then we were the same way. We didn't keep track of as many people as we do now. Now we got a system down. You figure it out. But that's so important though.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. What is the best business book that you've read or one of your favorite books?
Oh, I read so many books, like really so many books. There's a book by it's Brian Buffini, and I really like Brian Buffini, and I follow so much of his, and I listen to his podcast, and it's a very simple, small little book that's called Taking Care of Business. And I think every new business owner should read it. It's just very simple and it seems like all common sense, but again, it's just something that it's a good reminder.
That's awesome.
Nice.
How can people get a hold of you?
Well, for sure, my phone. Text is always great. 608-346-8189. I am on Facebook. I have a business page. There's an Instagram out there, but there's nothing on it. So I have to say that's something I need to work on. But BethHRealestate.com.
That's awesome. I like it. Thanks for coming on and sharing your story with us today.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. being on.
Are these working? Here we go.
Oh, there we go. I think they're working. Should we tell them?
Mine keeps falling. It doesn't like my voice.
What do we got to tell them?
Subscribe.
Subscribe. What do we got to point at it? Hey, I think there's a subscription button. Like
It might be there.
might be right there too.
Somewhere.
Somewhere.
Find it. It's red.
Yeah. And it's
Red.
blue. It's green. I don't really know.
It's a color.
This mic isn't even attached. Did you plug these in? Well, I guess.
I wonder if they can hear us.
Yeah. I wonder if they hear us. Well, we should probably tell them if they can hear us. We should probably tell them also give us a 5-star review if they're listening on Apple. That'd be cool.
5 stars,
review.
guys.
Share it with everybody they can think of.
We won't take
But-
4 stars.
I mean, Taylor, I don't even think these are on. I mean,
No, I don't think this is working.
This is not working.